kind of a bye week prior to playoffs.
Oh, it was really nice. I got to go home for Thanksgiving and see my family, and I brought Sebastian with me over to Billings, so he got to see the city for the first time, which I'm happy about.
What was the go-to choice of food for Thanksgiving?
Ooh, I like the yam and marshmallow casserole. Pumpkin pie, turkey.
All good things.
All good things. Yeah.
Going into this week, you got Weber State.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys preparing for them, and has it changed since the first time you faced them?
I mean, it hasn't really changed too much. I mean, we know it's going to be like a really physical game, so we're just preparing mentally for that. We know it's going to be running the ball versus running the ball, so whoever's going to stop the run is going to win the game. So.
Do you feel like the mindset changes at all going into the playoffs?
Probably a little bit, because if you lose, then this is it. So it's like win or die. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, really. So.
What adjustments are you hoping to make, as a position group, but also as a team going up against the Wildcats for the second time?
We just gotta make sure we stop the run. I mean, that's our big focus, pretty much. We know if we can stop the run, we're gonna be good.
Obviously, special teams is a big emphasis this week, but in your position, you're kind of bouncing off of Alex. Other than stopping the run, what as a team have you guys been focusing on, knowing that you've already played Weber State? So not only do you have game film that you can watch this season, but you can watch the game film that you had against them.
Yeah, right. Last time we go, we've already watched the last game just to see what they did and what we're gonna expect. We look at it and we're pretty mad because we know there's a lot of stuff we could clean up for that game. Even though we feel like we played pretty good, there's still a lot of things that we could clean up and do better. So.
Does it get you, are you excited to face Weber State? There's so much controversy over this potential matchup with it being regional or whatever, but it was a messy game on both sides. So to be able to play them again in the playoffs, does it excite you, or what's kind of the mindset on that?
Yeah, like we always said all season, we want it the hard way. So, I mean, if you're gonna put the best team in front of us, I mean, that's what we like. That's what we've been doing. So, I don't care who we play. So, all the teams in the playoffs are good. So.
You only allowed 71 yards, I believe, in the first Weber game. What did you guys do especially well on defense, especially defensive line?
I think we did a good job of stopping the run last game, and I think that was one of the big differences. Aside from a few drives and a few plays, I mean, I think we did a good job stopping the run.
Is that being gap sound? Are there specific things that you kind of especially did well, I guess?
Yeah, just being gaps down, getting knockoff, getting off blocks. I mean, Weber has one of the best O-lines in the entire conference, so that's the thing that excites me going against Weber. Is I love a challenge. So.
How do you feel collectively the defensive line has played this season?
I think we played pretty good. I mean, obviously we played pretty good if we have two guys in the first team all conference. So yeah, I think we've been doing pretty good. I mean, we always look back at film and think we could do better, but
14 guys on your team last week honored for All Big Sky honors, and then head coach got co-coach of the year. What was that like to see all those guys on your team be honored?
It was really cool. I mean, I just look at them not even during the season, but just all year round. Ever since I know those guys, they've always been such hard workers. So I knew it was coming for them. Just seeing them work and seeing them lead the team. Yeah, really happy for those guys.
What has Coach Vegan brought in just his second year as a head coach and then getting that co-coach of the year honors? What has he brought to this group?
Coach Vegan, he brings an intensity to this group. I mean, yeah, he definitely gets us fired up, and yeah, and also in situations where we're behind or whatever, he keeps a level head, and he never lets his emotions take control. So yeah.
So guys like Seabass and Kenny have obviously had the big sack numbers and the tackles for loss, but you and Brody seem like you've been playing pretty well, just maybe without the counting stats. How have you and Brody, what specifically do you think you guys have done well, even though there's not the sack totals?
Well, we press the quarterback, so he falls off to Kenny and Sebastian. So I always tell him that.
You kind of funnel him to the other guys.
So your first team all conference, you're welcome.
And And your position, I mean, you specifically, like you and Chase, that's a position that requires a lot of taking up blocks. How do you feel like you've done as far as just like taking double teams and clogging lanes for the other guys to get tackles?
I feel like I've done pretty good. I mean, early in the season, like when I was just got my first start, I was struggling a little bit. But as the season gone on, I feel like I've gotten a lot better, and definitely taking on double teams got a lot easier.
Was there anything specific that you were struggling with that you feel like you've worked on?
Just like getting off blocks and stuff. Pretty much, yeah.
Is that just like better with your hands, kind of better moves, kind of things like that?
Yeah,
all of it?
Yeah. Better in the hands. I always go back and watch Chase film. Just because like he's like the golden standard,
Right.
And like you can learn like so much from that guy. So.
And the depth of your D line, how do you feel like it's how important, I guess, has it been, and how do you feel like those guys behind you guys have played?
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely seen like growth throughout this entire season. They're just like Paul Brott, Kenny Iden, Zach, like those guys have just been getting better like every single game. So there's definitely a big difference between now and the beginning of the season. So.
What was it like carrying the Great Divide Trophy around for a victory lap in Bobcat Stadium?
Oh, it was amazing. It was so fun. Man, I always dreamed about doing that. Like, yeah, it's so fun.
Was it as heavy as it was?
It was really heavy. It was really, yeah. I could only for like 50 yards, and then I was like, all right, you guys got to take over.
What was your favorite memory from that Saturday?
Yeah, probably just carry the trophy around with all my teammates and see my family after the game.
And you got a sack in that game. How did that feel after you're funneling so many guys to other players? How did it feel to get one?
Oh, it feels amazing. Yeah. It feels great.
Do you feel like that was the best defensive game collectively you guys have played this year?
I think so. Montana has a pretty good offense, so I feel like we did a good job of shutting them down. Yeah.